So she's a senior Eagle manager. Congratulations to you, Emma. And she's an Eagle manager that recently came back from the trip, the boat, the rock the boat. So let's give everyone, let's give lots of congratulations to our speaker, Emma Spur, who, as I said, recently moved up to senior manager position. Emma, welcome to our webinar.
Hi, Michael. Hope you can all hear me. I don't like any recognition at all. But yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for spilling the beans. It's been a long time coming. And yeah, really excited to be on the call tonight. I've got too much to share, so we just need to get straight into it. So we don't need to celebrate the fact that I've just got a little bit of a promotion. What we need to do is we've gone too far on those slides. Let me just come back. You see, a little bit of recognition, and now I can't work a PowerPoint. Here we go. Right, we're almost here, almost at the start. Apologies, you've seen all of these things. Right. Okay, so for those people who don't know me, my name is Emma Spruill, and I am really passionate about Eagle, more so than any other incentive in this business. And I'm going to share with you over the next 45 minutes. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. Charlotte is going to do her best to keep track of them. And if we've got time allowing at the end, I will do my best to answer them. But hopefully, if I do my job properly tonight, there won't be any questions because I'll have explained everything to the best of my ability. So this was me. This was a picture of me 6-7 years ago when I was a teacher. This is what my day used to look like. If I wasn't teaching, I was sitting in a small room, also known as AKA the staff room, which was obviously not a big, huge room. It was just a tiny little box. This was what lunch was like. My lunch was, I mean, it just looks disgusting, doesn't it? A bowl of soup, and it wasn't a bowl, it was in a like plastic container, half a baguette and a donut if I was lucky, if there was anything left. And I was wrecked. I was destroyed. I had zero work-life balance. I was spending all my time with other people's children and hardly any time with my own children. My children were being looked after in wraparound care with childminders, and life was very, very rushed. And my life today is very, very different to my life back then. And that is because of this business. And it's because I've gone for Eagle Manager every single year. So this is what my day used to look like. I used to get up at like 5:30 every day. I used to leave the house at 7 o'clock. I'd drop one child off at the childminder, then I'd drop another 2 children off at school. I was always rushed to work. I was late every single day. I can say this now because I've left, but we used to have like a lanyard, a pass to get into school, like to sign us in, basically, probably for health and safety and for the head teacher to keep an eye on us. And I left my card in school with one of the team that I worked with, one of the colleagues, because I was late every day and I physically couldn't have dropped my children off any earlier. So I'd pick the children up from school, I'd come home, I'd do the bed routine, you know, homework, all of that jazz, take the kids to gymnastics and swimming when they were younger, brownies and guides. And then we'd have dinner, I'd be absolutely shattered, and then I'd have to start marking, do more marking. And looking back now, I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I found the time to join this business. But I think this is what I'm trying to say, that if you are in a situation where you are desperately unhappy, I love teaching. I thought it was going to be my career forever. I never envisaged me doing anything else. But I was becoming a broken person. I'm a completely different person now. And life was just tough. I felt like I was on that hamster wheel, you know, when you see the hamsters going round and you just can't see any way of getting off. And I said to my husband, I can't carry on like this. I've got to find something else. So long before I discovered the products, I was already looking for a way out of teaching. And then fortunately for me, I discovered the products. I discovered the aloe vera drinking gel, which has built me a business. It changed my health completely, and it's built me an incredible business. So that's what life was like. Nobody was busier than me. But this is what I want to share. I want to share with you my first year in this business, my journey to manager. When I had 3 children under the age of 8, I was working full time. and life was crazy. And I think it's really important to share the statistics of what happens. And that is something that is fundamental in my business. I know my stats for everything. I know how many people joined me. I know how many case credits I did. Take a screenshot of this, because if anybody is on this call tonight and is not yet a manager, then if you want to be an Eagle manager, you've got to be a manager in the first instance. So you need a plan how to get to manager. And I'll let you all into a little bit of a secret now. In the January of me being an assistant manager, and I knew that, you know, things were happening in my business, and I knew that manager was coming. I actually resigned before I'd hit manager. I'd put my resignation in, because teaching is not like a job or a profession where you can resign after a month. You've got to give a term's notice. So I'd put my resignation in, and January was the first month that I was like, right, this has got to work. And at the end of January, I said to my upline manager, Debbie Nwanga, I said, this business is a joke. And she was like, why is it a joke? I don't know if she remembers the call. She's on here tonight. And I said, this business is a joke. And she was like, why? And I said, I've sent out all of these messages, blah, 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 and only one person's joined me. And she said to me, just carry on, just carry on. So I'm going to share with you my stats on the run up to me hitting manager. So this was what I was doing on a daily basis. Now, this was pre-pandemic. My business is totally different to this today. I don't run my business like this. But back in 2016, 17, I was sending out messages to people via Facebook Messenger. And I look back now at some of the messages, and they were horrendous. I cringe when I read some of the messages. And I still send people those messages until somebody blocks me, or, you know, tells me in not so many nice words to go away. I will still continue to speak to them about the business, you know, every couple of months. But in January, I sent out 204 messages. 53 people came back to me and said, go on then, you know, share some more information with me. That led to 16 one-to-ones, and one person joined me. And that's when I was like, this isn't going to work. Debbie told me to carry on. February, I didn't send quite as many messages because, one, it's half term, and I always have every school holiday off with my children, and also it's a shorter month. So you need to be aware that February is a bit of a shorter month. 34 people requested information. I had 12 one-to-ones, which was less than I did the month before, and 3 people joined me. And then the confidence started to come back. I was like, maybe this does work, maybe it does work. And then, because I was consistent for like 4 or 5 months, the results came in and I hit manager. And I actually hit manager exactly 12 months after being in business. So I wasn't somebody who did it fast. It took me a long time. I hit supervisor after a month, so that was quite quick. That was under the old system, 25 case credits under 2 months. And then I plateaued when I hit assistant manager, and it took me 6 months to get that momentum, because that's what you need. You're a bit like a plane on a runway, and you need to get that momentum. And that comes with bringing more people into your business, talking to more people about the products. So again, take a screenshot of that. I don't think I really need to talk too much about that. But what I do want to talk about is one day that changed my business forever. I was really lucky, and I will always be extremely grateful to Debbie Nwanga for taking me to Dallas in 2018 when I just hit manager. I hit manager in the April, and I went to the global rally in Dallas. And I think it was that we were 40 years old, and I think, and they announced at the global rally this slide that you can see in the middle. You choose Pattaya or Dallas. Now, I was already in Dallas for the global rally, and they said whoever qualifies for Eagle Manager next year can choose between Pattaya and Dallas. And that was my first Eagle Manager. There's the cup. I've got the cup to prove it. So when I saw that, I've always wanted to go to Thailand. Always. It's always been like somewhere where I'd love to go. And I was like, I'm doing it. There is no way I am not going to qualify, because being at that rally changed my perception of this business. And I'm going to talk about a little bit more about why you need to be in Paris, because being at that rally, I was exposed to all of the different countries that embraces the forever opportunity, over 165 countries. And I was in this room of like 20,000 business owners, and I was standing next to people from Africa and Sweden. I know we've got a lot of Scandinavians on here tonight. Standing next to people from South America, North America, all over Europe. And you know what? They were all just normal people. I bumped into so many people and I was like, they're no different to me. If they can do it, I can do it. And that was the mindset I had. I was like, you know what? If all of these people can qualify to be at this rally, I can qualify. They're no different to me. It just requires some hard work. So I got to see Aloe Vera of America. I absolutely loved that. We got to go to South Fork, which if anyone's, you know, a child of the 80s will remember the show Dallas. There I am with a couple of the FBOs. I got to meal pack. This was like the best experience I ever did it. I did it with like these two like Japanese ladies and we had an absolute ball. And that rally changed me. And Paris can change you. But I want to share with you some of the things that I brought back from that rally, because you'd only need one thing, one little light bulb moment that can change your business. And when we went round Aloe Vera for America, I saw this big palette. I don't know if you can see that big palette there on the screen. And I was like, I'm a numbers person. And I was like, I want to know how many bottles are in that palette. Well, I can tell you now there are 1,176 bottles of aloe. That's the old aloe in that palette. So I was like, right, that's 392 tri-packs. That's 117 case credits just in that one palette. And that is still my goal. It's always been my goal. And if you were at the training on Sunday at Longbridge Manor, you will have heard Greg talk to everybody about his goal and his vision for the UK. And he wants 1%, just 1% of the UK population to be drinking aloe. So when he said that on Sunday, that was music to my ears. I was like, this is it. Everything that I want in my business, I want to build a business on drinking gel, which I have. But now Greg's saying it. Greg's saying he wants 1% of the UK to start drinking the aloe vera. And I was like, my vision is going to come into reality. It's going to be a reality. My business is going to do 117 case credits just on aloe vera. I firmly believe that. And that's going to be my new goal. So when somebody joins our team, I always say to people and encourage them to build a business on drinking gel, because it's a consumable product. It's going to run out within a month and it can build you a really fantastic business. So there's just like one of the orders that I've done. And this was going back years ago because it's a different house and I don't live there anymore. But you can see how and you can see how old it is because the old bottles are on there. And I remember at Dallas, they introduced the new aloe vera. And I said to Debbie, my business is finished. And she said, why? And I said, nobody's going to drink this new stuff. Nobody. How wrong was I? Because the new drinking gel is so much better. So this is what I've done. I've built a business on drinking gel customers. This was one event that I did, the very first pitch, all of those tri-packs piled up. And at one point in my business, I think I had over 100 gel drinkers, which is just ridiculous, isn't it? You don't need 100 gel drinkers. You need 12 to 15 regular customers every single month. And most of those customers who drank the gel off me back then, I'm going back 5-6 years ago, they've joined as business owners, not to run it as a business, but they've joined to get 30% discount. Now, if you were at the Manor on Sunday, you will have heard Michael do an offer, a spontaneous offer. And that was one of the things that I asked Michael for when I first met him a year ago. And he said he was driving up to Liverpool and I said, Michael, how long have you got? And he said, well, you know, it's just supposed to be like about an hour. I said, oh, I'm going to need more than that. I'm going to need more than an hour with you. And I think we were together for about 2.5 hours in Liverpool. We were sitting in the Albert Dock. It was a gorgeous day, took him all around the dock. And Michael got to know me. I think he sussed me out in about 20 minutes. He knew exactly what was on my agenda. But on Sunday, if you were at the Manor, Michael announced a spontaneous offer: buy 2 litres of aloe and get one free. It was so easy for me to bring back that order. I don't even know how many bottles of aloe were on there. And ironically, I sell more berry gel than any other flavour, and I don't even drink the berry gel. I drink the plain and I drink the freedom. But yet that was my order. So my advice is build yourself a business on drinking gel. And that was one of the key takeaways as well from Eagle Manager, from Rock the Boat. Some of the leaders that spoke at the training, they said, you know, what is your top tip? And they were like, build a business on drinking gel. So that is my advice. And you know what? I can comfortably do 4 case credits with drinking gel, just with drinking gel. And that's just one product. So that would be one of my top tips. And aim, if you want to be an Eagle Manager, you need to be good at retail and you need to be doing 6 to 8 case credits of retail every single month. So I'm now going to talk about your opportunity to have the same opportunity that I had in 2018. The last time we had a rally in Europe, it was at Stockholm, and our company at the same time did a European incentive, and it was called Reach for the Stars, I think. And again, it was levels, level 1, level 2, and level 3. And I qualified for level 3 because, as Michael said, I love going for incentives. And if I can get to go to a place and forever are going to put up the costs, then I'm going to go for it, because it's going to do two things to your business. One, it's going to build your business. And two, I don't know what it was. I've also got to mention, I'm going through the menopause, so sometimes I do forget what I'm going to say. And there was two things I was going to mention then, and I cannot remember the second one. It might come back to me. However, go for every incentive, because even if you don't hit the incentive that you want to go for, it's going to move your business forward. What's the worst that can happen? There's only good things going to come out of going for an incentive. So when they announced that the global rally was going to be at Paris, the first thing I did was I booked my flight, because I knew that Forever wouldn't let us down. I knew that Peter Boot wouldn't let us down, and I knew there would be some type of incentive. And I encouraged our team to go to Paris. And so far, we've got 12 team members who have committed to going to Paris. They've either booked the flight, they booked an accommodation, or they booked the tickets, but they're committed. And just think about it. When I went to the global rally in 2018, I was just me, just Emma from Liverpool, a teacher, was about to walk away from a job, and I went there on my own with my upline. And now, fast forward a few years, 12 of our team are going to go to Paris, and they're going to be blown away like I was blown away in 2018. So if you've not bought your ticket for Paris, what are you waiting for? Book your ticket to Paris and use the incentive to help you get paid to go to Paris. Because you know what? I'm going to Paris and I'm not paying for it. I'm going to let Forever pay for me. So let Forever pay you to go to Paris. So I hope we get a few more sales on that tonight. I'm not here to sell tickets for Paris. I'm here to tell you why you should go for Eagle. And in my very first year, Michael actually said something. He said something wrong, and he said Emma's qualified every year. I wish I'd qualified every year. In my first year, I missed it. It was a boat. It was called Rock the Boat, and it went to Barcelona, Rome, and somewhere else. Where else did it go? Barcelona, Rome, and wherever it went. It went to 3 places, and I missed it. And you know what I missed it on? I missed it on 2 supervisors. I didn't get me 2 supervisors through. I mean, if it had have been now with the new change 10cc supervisor, I probably would have done it. But look at this. That's it. Rocked about Monte Carlo. There it is. Barcelona, Monte Carlo, and Rome. That was the first Eagle manager trip that I could have gone for, and I missed it. And you know why I missed it? I missed it because, and this is another top tip, I tried to help everybody in my team. I tried to help the people who bought the box, who were still sitting there with the box 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks later. I was trying to help the people who said, yeah, we're going to have a launch on Friday. And then, oh no, I'm going to cancel it because the dog's sick. And we'll have another launch in another month. And all I was trying to do was try and serve all of these people instead of working on the ones who really wanted it. And that was the biggest learning curve in my business. I was trying to help everyone. And that comes from my background. My background is a teacher, and I don't like to see anybody fail. But in this business, we're all adults, and I can't control what some people do and don't in their business. All I can do is lead by example and show them on a daily basis what it is that I actually do. So this was my Eagle Manager figures in 2017. And you can see there, I did 654 case credits, and you know that you need 720. So I missed it by like 70 case credits. If I'd have brought through 2 supervisors, if I'd have worked with 2 key people and really helped them, I might have been on that boat. But you know what? Things happen for a reason. And this was a little book that I've still got to this day. And it was a book that my daughter had to fill in the summer holidays. If anyone's got children, you'll know that, you know, when they're in primary school, they have that little delightful thing that the teachers give them a little book and say, fill in a little book of what you do over the summer. And my daughter, who's the youngest, she was filling this book in, unknown to me. We were in our caravan in Wales, and every week she was writing in what we used to do, whether we went to see Punch and Judy in Llandudno, whether we went to the beach, whether we were on a river, whatever we were doing. And I got a text off the school and it said, please remember to hand in your purple books. So I said to Neva, where's your purple book? And she said, oh, it's in the drawer of the caravan. I said, when we go up at the weekend, we'll bring it back and we'll hand it in to Miss. So when we went up to the caravan, I said, Neva, let's have a little look, see what you've done in your book. And I'm reading through the book and there's all these things about what we've done. I'm going, oh, hasn't she had a lovely summer? And I came across this. We are all going to Thailand if my mummy works hard. I was like, that book's not going into school. I'm just going to tell the teacher I've lost it. And I kept that book open at that page in my diary for a full year. Because you know what? When your children are watching what you're doing and they're putting something like that to pen and paper, you can't let them down. And I wasn't prepared to let my children down. So that is us in Pattaya. The club to prove it, and there's the elephant to prove it as well. That is one of the things that I will remember for the rest of my life. We got to bathe, feed. Oh, it was like the best day. Neva actually hated it, to be honest. She was scared. She was terrified of the elephants. But for the last 6 years, me and my family have travelled the world with Forever. Pattaya was 2019, Bahamas in 2020. That would have been a fantastic cruise, but COVID happened. But you know what? Our company still gave us compensation. They didn't give us a mug though, because I've checked. In 2021, I got a mug. Again, it was cancelled. We should have gone to America. But COVID had other ideas, and America were quite strict on letting people in. Then in 2022, I think that date's wrong, Pattaya. It's because it should have been Mexico. There's Mexico. We went to Cancun. Then we went to Pattaya in 2023 and we tagged on a week in Koh Samui, and I've just returned from Rock the Boat. So I've got this nice little collection of cups and I want to keep adding to them. But we've just come back from Rock the Boat, which was in Trieste and Croatia. And honestly, it was the best Eagle trip that I've ever been on. And I got quite emotional. I saw Nick Woodward Shaw on the day that we were leaving the ship, whatever day it was, Wednesday. And he was like, where have you been? And I was like, there's 4,000 people on this ship, Nick. I said, and it's been really hard to try and find you. And I just said, do you know what, Nick? I said, this Eagle trip has been the best trip out of all 6 trips. My husband said it, my kids have said it. I felt it, the energy on the ship. Everybody said it was the most amazing trip. So don't miss out and make sure you get on the next one. So I'm going to just share a few tips now about what I'm doing, and you've got to appreciate, and I hope you don't mind, but I did these slides before I went away and I've not had a chance to have a look at them. So let's just go with it and let's see what I've put here. Retailing alone won't get you to Eagle Manager. Yeah, correct. You might be the best retailer in the world. You might have got a supervisor last month just by retailing, and that's great. You're going to get 38% discount. But what you need is consistent sponsoring to build that momentum. Do you remember when I said about the plane and you need the plane to take off? The biggest amount of energy is when the plane takes off, and that's when your business is in momentum. So growing and working your who do you know list. I do this every single day. I talk to people every single day. Michael see me do it. The first day that we met, I was like prospecting everybody in the cafe where we were sitting. And he was just, his eyes were just like, he was like, what you doing? I was like, I do this all the time. Don't other FBOs do this? I just thought it was normal. I make friends every single day. I make friends wherever I am. And I have to make a minimum of 50 new friends every single month. And I'll tell you the funny little story. I was at the London Experience evening just before I went to where we've just been, Italy. I'm still a bit jet lagged, I think. And I went down to the London Experience evening. I always make sure my train gets in a little bit earlier so I can like suss out the area and everything. And it was a new venue, so I didn't really know where I was going. I was like a little bit lost in London, and I came across the venue, and I got to the hotel just before Michael and Bella and their staff from head office arrived. And I just said, oh, can you do me a favor? Can you mind me bags and stuff like that? I said, I just need to go out and do a bit of work. And Bella said to me, Michael's wife, she said, is the Wi-Fi not good down here? Is there no reception? And I went, Wi-Fi? What do I want Wi-Fi for? I said, I'm going out to build my business. So she obviously doesn't know what to do. So I left the hotel. I went out, went round and about, spoke to about 25 people. And I met this one lady, and she was working in Superdrug, which was facing the hotel, just about, 200 meters away. And I just said, look, what are you doing tonight? What time do you finish working here? And she said, I finish at 7 o'clock. And I said, brilliant. Why don't you come over and find out a little bit about, the products that I use and that I recommend? Because she worked in Superdrug and she was talking about aloe vera. What are the chances of that? Anyway, she came over, I met her at 7 o'clock, took her into the experience evening. She tried all of the stuff and I sneaked it into the recognitions. I know I shouldn't have done, but I did. And some of our team were up getting recognised and she was like, oh, what's happening? I was like, oh, they've just got a pay rise. I said, they've worked the business in August and they've gone from 30 to 38%. She was Bulgarian, I'm a Scouser. You can imagine that it was a bit difficult for both of us to understand each other. And then I took her outside, give her some aloe, give her some collagen. And I said, look, do you want to come in and find out about how you could earn some extra money? And she went, and I said, look, if you've got to go, I understand it's been a long day. She said, no, I'll come in. I said, it'll be finished by 9:15. I said, I've got to get the train back to Liverpool. Not sure she understood all of that. But anyway, she came in, she watched the BP. Adam May and Lucy Rodmill did an absolutely incredible job. And I just turned to her at the end and I just said, can you see something in this business for you? And she said, yeah. And I said, would you like to join? And she said, yeah. So I only met her like 3 hours before. So that is what I do. It doesn't always happen like that. It doesn't happen as easy as that. But I'm getting good at what I do. I love talking to people. So working and growing your who do you know list, it's so important. But would you join you? That's what you've got to ask yourself. Would you join you? And in the first year of when I got to manager, I was telling everybody that I was leaving teaching. And my husband kept saying to me, he says, Emma, would you stop telling people that you're leaving teaching? He says, you're not leaving teaching. You're not making enough money. Why do you keep telling people? And I was like, I am leaving teaching. So I was determined to prove him wrong. And I went on to do that. So again, this is my social media. And I'm going to be really honest. Don't try and add me as a friend on Facebook because I'm at the limit of my Facebook, and my Facebook and my Instagram are private. And they're private for a couple of reasons. They're private because I was a teacher and I didn't want children that I was teaching following me and all the rest of it. And it's something that works for me because I can see who's trying to add me to decide whether I want to let them into my life as well. So don't try and add me because unfortunately you won't be able to be accepted because I'm getting to the peak of my Facebook friends list. So when I first joined the business like 8 years ago, I had 700 Facebook friends and most of them I didn't know. They were like probably about 400 people that I went to school with or I've worked with and another 300 random people. I've now got 4,900 Facebook friends. And this is what my life is like. I don't lead an exciting life. My life is I love traveling. I love and worship me girls. I love me mum, love me husband. I love football and I love music because I come from the best city in the world that's got the best music and the best football team. And another thing in this business, you've got to have sacrifices. And my sacrifice tonight is that Liverpool are playing Bologna. So I'm just keeping track of the score just to see if they're winning. Liverpool FC, it's 0-0, so we're doing all right. But my sacrifice tonight is I want to watch the match, so let's crack on. But that is what I do. That's my passion. And when people follow me, join me, whatever, connect with me on social media, that's what they see. What you see is what you get with me. So how do I use my social media as a way of prospects to get to know me? So this was in the summer, it was August. I took 2 of my daughters to Corfu because my husband has a job. Who has a job? If you've got a job, you only get 4 weeks holiday. We'd been away February half term. We'd been away for Easter. And he needed 2 weeks to go to Italy. When we went rock the boat, we also tagged on a week, well, a bit more than a week, about 10 days around Italy. If you watch the program Race Around the World, that's what my life has been like for the last it's just such a blur. We've traveled everywhere in Italy, basically. So I said to my husband, I can't wait for like a bit of sun because we were having the most awful summer. I said, I'm not waiting until we go to Italy for a holiday. I said, I'm going to take the girls away. And I was looking to go away in a caravan in Wales. And you know what? It's cheaper to go abroad. There's another top tip. That was nothing to do with the training. But anyway, we went to Corfu for a week. My husband was fuming because he loves the sun. And I was like, well, if you want to work in a job for the rest of your life, carry on what you're doing, or come and join me and you can have as many holidays as you want. So when I was away in Corfu, these are some of the people that I met. And I didn't go out of my way to meet any of these people. These were just people that were just around me as I was leaving the UK to go to Corfu. Phoebe was sitting in the bar. We were sitting facing her. She was on a phone I was on my phone because I was making notes of all the people that I'd already met. And they were playing a card game and my daughters were playing a card game. And I just said, do you want to all play together? And my daughters were like, oh, why are you saying this? They're strangers. Anyway, ended up playing a card game with Phoebe and a fella. Found out where they were going. They were going to Portugal. Just got chatting, connected on Instagram. Catherine at security. So, you know, when you go through airport security and you have to put your bags in those grey boxes and take out the iPad, take out the hair straightener. It all takes time, doesn't it? When you've got kids who forget to take the stuff out. So at this point, when the kids are taking all the stuff out, I've connected with Catherine. She asked me where I was going. I said I was going to Corfu just for a cheeky week away. And I said, I help people earn some extra money. Would you be interested in finding out more? And that's all I say to people. And the best bit was Melissa. See Melissa duty free, the third person on the list. I've actually prospected her 3 times. She said to me in duty free, she said, you going away again? And I went, oh, Melissa, I said, when are you going to take a look at what I do? So it's just about building relationships. So that was just like one example. Like how many people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, 10 people in a mess just in the airport. I even connect with people when it's difficult to do. So my mum and my daughters hate me talking to people. They're like, oh God, here she goes again. I've been in business 8 years. I used to be a teacher because I've got the thing rattled off. So what I have to do is I have to do it in a clever way. So me, my mum and my youngest daughter, we went to the Southport Flower Show. Oh, like I wish that I wasn't with them because there were thousands of people here. I was like, oh, if I was on my own here today, I'd have a field day. So my mum was buying some plants. So what I said to my mum was, yeah, mum, I'll run back to the car and I'll put the plants in the boot so that we're not walking out with loads of stuff at the end. And she was like, oh, that's a good idea. Now that was my excuse to leg it back. Leg it means run. Leg it's a Scouse word, Scouse phrase. So I ran back to the car with all these plants, put the plants in the boot, ran back into the flower show and I was like, right, I've got to get 5 numbers. And I connected with 5 people. Before then, I casually walked back to my mum and went, yeah, all the flowers are in the boot, but I'd got 5 numbers. I took my daughter and a friend to P. Louise. If you've got a young daughter, you'll know that this woman is an entrepreneur and is making millions. She's got a skincare range that is aimed at like 12-year-old girls who are just obsessed. Anyway, we went there. They were in their element. They were having shakes and joining in the games and all the rest of it. And while they were having fun in P. Louise, I was going around speaking to all the staff saying, listen, I know it's really busy now. It's the summer holidays, but I bet you come September, I bet it goes dead quiet, doesn't it? I bet your hours get cut. Do you want to connect? So that's how I connected with some of those people. So that's what I do. Experience evenings, honestly, like if you are not using experience evenings, you're missing an absolute trick. And I mean it. There are no experience evenings near where I live. I live in Liverpool, and you might say, well, Manchester's not that far from you. And you know what? It's not that far from me, but it's an absolute pain in the bum to get to Manchester because the motorway is always gridlocked. The last Manchester BP that I went to, I think it took me 90 minutes to get to. And I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. It takes me not that much longer to get to London. I love going to London. I absolutely love it. I love the London crowd there. I love the London BPs there. I love the energy in the room. I absolutely love it. And these are my 2 nights in the office. When I can, I go to London and I get the last train back. Last time I went, I managed to get the last train back. This time, I've got to stay over. That's just the way it is. I'm really lucky that I've got someone in my team who's really good and she puts me up if I need to go down there. But this is what the experience evenings can give you. They will give you all of the products to try. They'll give you the best people to present the BP. And all you've got to do is get along and get your prospects to them. Because you know what? If I can get somebody signed up who doesn't even know me and I only met them 3 hours ago, you can get the people that you know signed up because the energy in the room is electric at these events. Keeping track. I'm a very simple person. I don't have spreadsheets. I used to have spreadsheets when I worked in schools. But you know what? I don't want to put somebody off who joins our team and say to them, oh, yeah, you've got to have a laptop and you've got to have Excel and you've got to be able to use Microsoft Office because that could put people off. So I have a book, just a book. And every week I record and take a picture of what you want. I'm not really bothered sharing my stats with people. And every week I count down what I need for Eagle. So this is the book. Where's my first book? This is the book. that got me on the cruise. And I had a sticker on the back. I don't know if you can see that. It says, "This book will get me on Rock the Boat." And then I put, and it did, because it did. And I've got the mug to prove it. So this year, I'm keeping another book, and it says, "This book will get me and my family to Thailand. Not just once to Thailand, not just twice to Thailand. This is going to be our 3rd trip to Thailand." How lucky are my children? They are so incredibly lucky that they're going to go to Thailand. And you know, when you qualify for these trips, yeah, you get the trip and everything else, but they send you things like this. I've got little wallets like this. It's actually got our passports in, because I've just booked me tickets for Rotterdam, because I've just qualified for the Go4 Manager incentive and taken one of our team. You get these nice little things. They send you little goodies to say, like, "Oh, well done, you know, you've qualified." So I love all of the thing that builds up to actually qualifying for Eagle Manager. How are we doing for time? Let's just check. 8:19. Right, I think we've got about 5 minutes left. Probably not going to get through all this. Yeah, there's my books, there's on my thing. But this is what Go4Eagle every single year has done for my business. I've gone from 721 case credits in the very first year that I qualified to now my business last year, I qualified with 836 case credits. And another nice little touch, when we went to Eagle, we got a breakdown from Nick. Nick emailed us with where exactly we are in terms of all the Eagle qualifiers. And I think there was 1,039 Eagle managers. And I know exactly where I am. So I've got even more determination this year, because I want to grow. I don't want to be number 239 for retention. I want to be 100 and something for retention. I want to build my business forward. So you can see there that Go4Eagle every year is ultimately going to build your business. Now, Michael asked me to share some of the light bulb moments. There is a recording of this, of Greg and his slot. And it was, for me, it was just excellent. It was the best presentation slot that I've ever heard at any training, for 2 reasons. One, it was based on the Olympics, and I love sport. You've heard how passionate I am. Some people say I am not passionate because I support Liverpool Football Club, but I love sport because sport is very competitive, and I'm very competitive. So I'll just talk you through some of these, and I'm not going to do it justice, but if you get a chance, watch Greg's slot. It's 30 minutes long, and honestly, it's gold. So he starts off with growth. And what is growth? And he went through each of the acronyms of each of the letters. So he talked about grit, and he talked about Simone Biles. She was a gymnast. She got something called the twisties, which means like you're not swaying or moving in the right way when you're doing on your beam and all the rest of it. And it took her 4 years of real courage and commitment to come back when she had to withdraw from the Olympics in Tokyo 4 years ago. And she's gone on to be like, you know, the best Olympian gymnast. She's incredible. We then talk about our represent. Look at us, 5 of us. You know what? There was countries like Poland there. There was countries like Germany there, Romania. They had like 50, 60 Eagle managers. Why are we only 5 in the UK? Why was there only 5 of us there? Make sure that next year in Phuket, we double our numbers at least, and there's at least 10 of us there, because we were like the Spice Girls. Honestly, there was just 5 of us. We need more people at the Eagle. We need more UK, Ireland and Iceland at the next Eagle Manager retreat. It then goes on to talk about organise, and Greg was like, you know what? We need to be sharing the products. I share the products every day. I also do is pour a shot of aloe and I take me collagen every single day. People must be bored of me, but they watch it every single day. The next bit, work hard. And he used an example of somebody in the Olympics. They were all related to the Olympics, by the way, but I've just put in my little pictures that meant something to me. And he talked about, she was, I think she was from China, and she was a diver. And what she did was, she'd won loads of medals at the Tokyo, and she wanted to change their coach. And that's what I've done. I've changed my coach. My coach is Michael Viterolas. I can say his surname, but he can't say my surname. I met Michael like 18 months ago, and he has changed my business. And Natalie Healy asked me this on the ship, and she said, "What do you mean he's changed your business?" And I said, he has. He's changed my business. He's changed everything. So I used to just coast every month. I used to sponsor 1 or 2 people. And he was writing all notes the first meeting that I met him, and he just said, start sponsoring 3 to 4 people a month. And that's why my new business has gone from like doing 200 case credits for Eagle. I did 400 case credits of new business last year for Eagle, and that's down to this guy here. He's incredible. And just go with everything that he throws. Go for every spontaneous. You know, if he throws out an offer, run with it, because these things are going to drive your business forward. Together, there was some of the wider team of people that came. So we all got to bring guests along. I didn't. I brought my family along. And then the final thing is happy. What makes you happy? Taking my daughters on these trips makes me happy. And that's why I will continue to go for Eagle Manager every single year. Another thing that I love about Eagle is you get the chance to network with different people. This lady here, she's from Slovakia. I don't know if she's on the call tonight. She might not even be from Slovakia. We don't really speak to each other, but we know each other, and we've bumped into each other at loads of different events. Pattaya. We met on a tuk-tuk in Pattaya. She's got 2 little kids. She's got a little boy and a little girl, and we just bump into each other all the time. Diana there, who's based in Kent, got to know her a little bit more on the ship. There you go. You got Michael's father-in-law and his mother-in-law, Bellick's mum and dad there. They were there. They remember me from Cannes. Nick Woodward Shaw. Where would we be without him? What a guy. And then who's the last picture? Oh, you read them. They were on the Eagle Manager training last month. These guys, I first met them on a train in Sweden at my first ever rally, and they were just, I think they just hit senior manager. So that was like whatever Sweden was, 2019. And I love these guys. I always meet them. Got to see Aidan, fellow Scouser. I just think he just comes and talks to me just to get a bit of Scouse. Jamelia, great to see her back on the ship. And I never get this lady's name right. Pattaya. She's just gorgeous. Met her at the one of the incentives in the UK. We were on a table with her. Loved this girl to bits, and she helped me out because I fell on the ship and I really busted my knee, and she sorted me out, and I'll never forget that. But this is what the rally is about. It exposes you to the bigger, wider Forever family. And I found this picture that came up on my phone. This was me, a very different me. This was when I was 20, and I travelled around Australia and Southeast Asia. And I'm sitting there with a Japanese couple, and we were having a meal. And now I'm working with Japanese people. And again, they couldn't understand Liverpool. They couldn't understand Scousers. They couldn't understand my English, and I couldn't understand them. All I could say was, oh, I can't even say it now. I told you, didn't I? The menopause is a killer. Oh, I'm getting told to get off now as well. I can't even remember what hello is in Japan, and I know it. Oh, whatever it is. But anyway, we used Google Translate. We sat next to each other in training. She was asking me questions. I was asking her questions, and we used Google Translate. And that's the beauty of this business. So there was a survey done a couple of weeks ago that we all filled in. Some of us filled in. And it was, what is holding you back in this business? And it was lack of discipline. You need to have discipline. I am disciplined. I have a 7-day plan every single week. And you know my discipline? My discipline is my phone. So for the last year, my screensaver has been forecast cruising with a chance of drinking. That was my screensaver. The cruise is finished. The next trip now is Thailand. And I got this hat when I went to Thailand the first time. Took it back the second time. Surprised I didn't lose it, because we usually lose something on holiday. But I'm going back to Thailand for the 3rd time. Who is coming back to Thailand with me for the 3rd time? So you've got to be disciplined. Confidence in this business will come when you start getting the results. The results will come when you start applying your time to this business and treating it like a business. So the reason why I have that screensaver of Thailand is so that when I go on my phone, I'm not tempted to scroll and, oh, let's see what somebody's doing. Let's see how I can build my business. I think that's it. I think, oh, this is my final slide, promise you. These were 2 slides from the very first global rally that I went to in 2018 in Dallas, and I loved them, and I've still got these now. Be passionate and love what you do. I absolutely love this business. And when you go to the rally, it brings out the best in you. It brings out the belief, because you're amongst people who are experiencing the same things that you're going through. Because you know what? This business isn't easy. There are ups and downs, there are curves and all the rest of it. But when you come across these people, you realize that they've gone through the same thing as well. And my final thought with you is to be persistent and never, ever quit. Because if I'd have quit in January 2017, I wouldn't have been here, sitting here tonight. I would have been sitting in my dining room, trying to watch the Liverpool game, trying to mark some essays. I think that's it. That's it. I'm done. I know that was fast. I know probably people won't understand a word I've said.
Well, if they haven't been,
I can't change who I am.
Emma, if they haven't been hit by the tornado called Emma Sparrow, they don't know what's going on. So thank you.
Spruill, my name's Spruill. Like
Cool.
Rule, with an SP in front.
I'm from Greece, and my accent is all the way out there. But thank you for bringing your love in. Thank you for bringing your energy here. I know in the comments, you need to read that. You need to read all of those comments here because we're celebrating you tonight, with your, with your recognition as a brand new senior manager, but also for bringing your love and your passion, and I think a lot of us, all of us here felt it. You are a force of good, Emma, and I'm proud. We're all proud that you're part of this team, and you're working together as one team to get us to where we need to go, and that's number one. Thank you very much, Emma, for that.